The idea that being speed is easy is a lie. It's a story we tell ourselves when we see IShowSpeed's name in lights, his face on billboards, the stadiums chanting his name. We see the explosive energy, the viral screams, the uncontainable chaos, and we mistake the explosion for the origin. We never see the silence that came before it, the pressure that built it, the years of being told that everything that made him was everything that broke him. This isn't a story about going viral. This is a story about holding on, about a boy named Darren Watkins Jr. who decided the world would have to adjust to his volume, not the other way around. Imagine the weight of expectation, the quiet hope of a family wanting a traditional path, a stable future. Now imagine a force of nature living in that house, a kid whose normal setting was a decibel level most reserved for emergencies. The conflict wasn't born from malice, but from a deep, fearful love. Why can't you just be quiet? Why do you have to be so much? These aren't just questions. They are subtle suggestions to perform surgery on your own personality, to take the brightest colors of your spirit and dilute them to a more acceptable, grayer shade. School wasn't a refuge, it was an amplifier. In the hallways, the judgment was less loving, more cruel. The laughter wasn't confused, it was pointed. Why is he screaming? What's wrong with him? He's so annoying. They dissected his energy, called it strange, called it unnecessary, called it a desperate cry for attention when it was simply him. Trying to shrink yourself to fit into a small, quiet box the world has built is a special kind of torture. For a while, he tried. He tried to be less. And in that trying, a part of him started to fade. But some spirits are not built for cages. The decision wasn't a loud proclamation. It was a quiet, stubborn refusal deep in his soul. A refusal to let the laughter dictate his rhythm. He stopped trying to change the melody and instead turned up the volume. He funneled that misunderstood, relentless energy into a tiny camera in his bedroom. This is where the myth of overnight success crumbles. The early streams were not stadiums, they were empty rooms. The screams that now move millions echoed into a void. The chaotic, unfiltered passion was met with a resounding, algorithmic silence. You pour your raw, uncut self into a digital void, and the void says nothing back. That is a loneliness that shapes you. The doubt isn't just in the comments, it migrates inward. Are they right? Is this too much? The very essence they criticized now felt like his only weapon, and it seemed to be failing. Day after day, stream after stream, the grind was a slow, painful drip, building not a career, but a resilience. Then, a shift, not an explosion, but a crack in the dam. A clip catches fire, then another. The very unpredictability that was mocked became the hook, the raw, unfiltered reactions, the pure, unmeditated joy, anger, and shock started to feel real in a world of curated content. People began to see not just chaos, but authenticity. The boy screaming at a soccer game wasn't acting. He was feeling, publicly and unashamedly. The momentum didn't jump, it rolled, gathering mass slowly, then all at once. The same society that questioned the noise now curated compilations of it. The energy they called unnecessary was now the main event. The very traits that sparked criticism became the pillars of empire. The irony is profound, isn't it? First, they ask you to quiet down. Then, they pay to hear you scream. So what do you take from this river of a story? If you feel different, if your energy doesn't fit the template, understand this. Resistance is often the first acknowledgement of a force they don't yet understand. Put your dream above the public opinion of the day, because that opinion is a weather vane, spinning with the wind. The noise, the laughter, the critiques, the helpful suggestions to be more normal is just static. Tune it out. Your path is not theirs to define. But remember speed's long silence before the sound. Patience is not passive. It is the daily act of building your world while standing in the rubble of their expectations. Consistency is your quiet rebellion. And do your research, not just on tactics, but on yourself. Know who you are, so when the world tries to tell you, you can smile and keep shouting. Because being different isn't the obstacle, it's the path. The world will try to soften your edges before it ever thinks to celebrate your shape. Don't let it. The scream that begins in solitude can, one day, become the echo of an entire generation. Just ask Speed.